light had turned green. Barely got halfway across the intersection and I got T-boned.
No, you didn't just fast forward to the commercial break.
Had a car accident. I thought I was calling Frank Azar.
April Witten's lawyer testimonial is part of this news story for a reason.
I Googled the number, of course. Talk to my phone. I go, number for Frank Azar's office. And then it pops up on your phone screen.
She thought she called Frank Azar.
I've seen a lot of commercial ads, a lot of happy people.
She didn't.
I was flat out deceived.
I think the public needs to know what's going on here. Because it's gotten out of control.
So the strong arm calls Steve on your side, I guess, in a way.
I'd rather have Steve on my side than the strong arm.
The strong arm's beef is with how Google handles advertising, allowing companies to bid daily on placement for search terms. We're talking about those sponsored results that pop up at the top of your searches.
So my name, of course, is going to pop up first. Of course, I have to pay to use my name. Now you tell me, Steve, what business does anybody here in Colorado have where they have to pay to use their own name?
If you pop his name into Google on any given day, you'll see his name, but also lots of other names near the top. Azar has a binder full of other attorneys and firms he says regularly bid on his name.
So about 1,000 people
Are bidding on Frank Azar.
Right.
Every day.
Yes.
It's ads like these that Azar says are the problem.
People are on a handheld device and they go, oh, well, I don't see Frank Azar. My name doesn't always pop up. Boom, they hit these guys.
In Witten's case, all she saw was this number.
To me, it looked like it was underneath his name. And they just said, hello, law office. And I said, is this Frank Azar's office? They said, let me get you somebody that can help you.
Witten says she signed documents with the attorney she thought worked for Frank Azar, but something seemed off. Turns out she'd signed on with an attorney out of Alabama, an attorney Azar sued over all of this and settled with earlier this year.
They rise up to the top of searches.
Chris Jennings is the chair of MSU Denver's media production department. He says in the old days of search engine optimization, or SEO, businesses tried to get the better position on Google searches by creating a bunch of content to trick the algorithm into giving their website better placement. He says Google tried to mitigate it.
With this ad payment, it still happens. It's like the deceptive folks and people that were using these things to mislead people just found another way to kind of Google bomb.
Jennings says, as with all new technology, the law is still catching up. And in the meantime, consumers need to be skeptical of the links that pop up at the top of searches.
We're used to having instant gratification and trusting that instant answer that we have. And that's what a lot of these people prey on.
The bottom line here is to remember those sponsored results that pop up at the top of Google search, they're paying to be there, and they may not necessarily be exactly what you're searching for. Your best bet is to keep scrolling.
If you were looking for my phone number, that's fine. But go on, check the website.
Witten caught her error quickly enough to get it sorted out, and now she practices safe searching.
I double-check my double-checking now.
So Azar recently sued another local law firm accusing them of a similar practice. We've covered other stories about Google searches leading people down the wrong path. So it's a good reminder to source phone numbers from official websites rather than from that Google search. And if something seems fishy when you're on the line, hang up and search for another source of information to try to figure out the best way to contact a company. I'm Steve Staker, Steve on your side, 9 News.